You're standing in aisle 4. You pick up a jar of peanut butter, $4.89. You walk 10 feet to the bread. Turn back, the price on the shelf just flickered, $5.12. You blink, you look again, $5.12. Most people think grocery prices are set by supply and demand. That's the version they teach you. The price you see isn't the price your neighbor sees. The milk costs more at 5 p.m. than it did at noon. And the ribeye you're staring at? It just got more expensive because you're staring at it. You aren't buying food anymore. You're walking into a system that reads your habits, tracks your wallet, and charges you the maximum amount you'll tolerate at the exact moment you're too tired to notice. What I'm about to show you isn't a conspiracy theory. It's a business model, and the receipts are public. This isn't inflation. This is targeted. Major supermarkets are spending billions to replace paper price tags with electronic shelf labels. They call it efficiency. These labels let a central computer change the price of every item in the store every 15 seconds. Every 15 seconds. But you're not just paying more for food, you're paying for the machines that watch you buy it. Dominion Energy is already proposing rate hikes, an extra $8.50 a month on your power bill to fund the data centers running this system. You are subsidizing the technology designed to drain you. Once on your power bill, once at the register. A pricing analyst helped build this system. She quit. We'll get to why. But the price tag is just the surface. The real system runs deeper. Think of the modern supermarket as a digital casino. The house always wins because they control the environment, the lights, the layout, the odds. The grocery store is no different, except the odds change while you're playing. Start with what you can see. Those digital screens on the shelves are linked to a pricing engine. In the old days, a human walked the aisles and swapped paper tags. That was slow. That was honest. Now, a computer hikes the price of milk before the delivery truck parks. But the screen is just the front door. The real lock is in your pocket. Your phone broadcasts where you came from. If the system detects you drove in from a high-income zip code or that the competitor across town is sold out, you are not getting the same price as everyone else. They call it personalized pricing. When you scan your loyalty app, the store sees your history. You buy organic eggs every Tuesday? Those eggs are 15 cents more expensive this Tuesday. Why? Because you're a creature of habit. You won't check the tag, you'll just grab them. And here's where this stops being theory. Same store, same shelf, same hour. One family paid $114 for a basket of groceries. Another family, same basket, $124. A 23% gap on identical items. Wheat Thins, Signature Select cornflakes, documented by Consumer Reports, the Groundwork Collaborative, and More Perfect Union in a joint investigation they called Same Cart, Different Price. The report estimates this surveillance tax costs a typical household up to $1,200 a year. Same product, different wallets, different prices. And look, I want to be fair. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe the algorithm is just doing its job. Maybe the computer looked at my shopping history and thought, this guy buys frozen pizza at 1 a.m. on a Tuesday. He is not comparison shopping. Charge him whatever. And honestly, the computer would be right. I am not comparison shopping at 1 a.m. I am one bad decision away from buying a rotisserie chicken and eating it over the sink like a raccoon. But that's the whole point. The system isn't designed for the version of you that's sharp and rested and reading nutrition labels. It's designed for the version of you that's exhausted, and it knows exactly when that version shows up. That's the skin of the system, but the eyes are in the ceiling. Those cameras overhead aren't watching for shoplifters. They're watching you. How long you stand front of the meat case, whether you pick up the ribeye and put it back, whether you're rushing through the aisles or browsing. To the system, a rushed shopper is a profitable shopper. You won't compare prices. You won't check the unit cost. The digital tag stays high. That's not a glitch. That's the business model. And the company selling this software, they call it pure AI, autonomous, objective, no human fingerprints. We've heard that before. In January 2025, the SEC charged Presto Automation, the company behind those AI-powered drive-thrus, with fraud. SEC Release 1135.
The charge? The vast majority of those autonomous orders were being completed by human workers in the Philippines, reading orders off a screen. The agency called it AI washing. The black box isn't as smart as they want you to believe, but it doesn't need to be smart. It just needs you to be tired. But what happens when this system leaves the grocery store? The supermarket is a testing ground. If surge pricing works on your bread, they'll surge your pharmacy. They'll surge your electricity. We are moving toward what pricing engineers call a world of one. One price, generated for your wallet, designed to leave you with zero surplus. Financial vampirism with a server rack. Eventually, the price on the shelf won't even be visible until you scan your face. Public prices are becoming a relic. The algorithm is searching for your breaking point, the cent-by-cent ceiling where you stop buying. Then it backs off just enough to keep you trapped. You aren't a customer, you're a data point optimized for maximum yield. And those 27 gigawatt power plant build-outs you're subsidizing on your electric bill, they're not building them for you. They're building them to run the machines that price you out of existence. A comfortable prison, but a prison. Here's what bothers me most. In 1994, every shopper in the store paid the same price for the same loaf of bread. That wasn't a regulation. That was just how it worked. We didn't lose that by accident. Somebody built a system to take it from us, and they're charging us for the electricity to run it. The goal isn't just to charge you more, it's to make you stop noticing. They want the flickering tag to become normal. They want you to accept that a gallon of milk is a volatile asset, like a tech stock. But milk doesn't have a fluctuating cost to produce. The cow doesn't charge more at 5 p.m. The farmer doesn't get a surge bonus. The only thing that changed was the system's estimate of your desperation. Consumer Reports documented it. The FTC is investigating it. The SEC already caught one company lying about it. This isn't speculation. This is the paper trail. When you see the whole store for what it is, a machine built to convert your exhaustion into their quarterly earnings, you stop being a data point. You become the one variable they can't price. Leave your loyalty card at home. Pay cash. Turn off Bluetooth before you walk in the door. Force the algorithm to treat you like a stranger, and it might give you a fairer price. And try this. Screenshot the price of milk at noon. Go back at 6. Screenshot it again. Post both in the comments. Sarah Chen, a former pricing analyst at a major grocery chain, quit and posted a thread explaining why. The system was never designed to save customers money. It was designed to find out how much they'd tolerate. That thread got 4 million views and disappeared from search results within a week. This is the same black box blueprint the wealthy use to stay ahead while you're running on a treadmill bolted to the floor. If you want the full breakdown of how these surveillance systems touch your paycheck, click the link below and subscribe. If you want to see how this same technology is secretly denying medical claims to hospital patients, that video drops next. You're not broken, you're just being hunted. Now you know how to hide.